way to do it. I do want to stress that the best thing about coaching, or the thing about coaching is that it's not like a cure-all. So I'm going to tell you as much as I can to really help kind of identify the problems. But
Mhm.
as long as you're keeping in mind what I'm saying and trying to actively work on it, that's how you're going to make the most out of it.
Yeah, definitely. I'm gonna 100% do
All
that.
right. So I do record these locally, and I will upload it to YouTube.
Oh, awesome! So I can actually just look back on it.
Yeah, yeah, and I'll have it uploaded if you want, because I know you're on a bit of a time, a bit of a clock, so to speak. I can have this uploaded by the end of the day, and I can send it to you if you want to go back and watch it and try and identify certain things. I posted
Yeah,
the room
yeah,
info, by the
definitely.
way, just because obviously you're playing for something pretty important. I don't want you to get messed up, and I'll have to.
Mhm.
So is it like a school tournament? Is it like a regular tournament? How are you feeling
Um,
going into it?
honestly, like, yeah, it's like a kind of like it's not a specific school tournament, like my own school tournament.
Yeah,
It's like this university is like telling a bunch of just like announce like a bunch of schools that they're hosting different tournaments for esports, like for
gotcha,
Super Smash Bros, for Rocket
gotcha.
League,
Okay,
for all that, and they said the winner of any of the like the team for like
yeah,
Rocket League, if they win, they get a scholarship.
okay,
The first place player of
yeah,
um,
Smash.
Smash Bros, yeah, you get a scholarship. I was like, yo, what is this opportunity, you know? So, yeah, I just been training, so much just to, be able to win.
Okay. Well, I will
Yeah.
try and prepare you as much as I can. I guess we'll get into there. So,
hmm
let me ask beforehand. Do you have any experience with Olimar?
I mean, not in particular. I mean, I've watched some VOD, like some clips of like Venia, I guess, versus the Buzz.
Okay.
That was a good,
All right. So I
that.
asked because I don't want to start with Olimar if you're not super experienced. I feel like I might get more out of it if I go a more traditional character. So I
Okay.
will definitely play you with the Olimar towards the end of the session.
Yeah.
But just maybe easing into it, getting a better idea of where you're at as a player and things like that with a more traditional character.
Yeah. Right. Okay. Cool.
Nice.
Oh, no. Oh, that was scary.
Oh, all right. I should
Oh,
have
wow.
passed all that. Thought it was able to get back,
Mhm.
push me up a little bit.
Yeah, that's it too.
Ooh,
Ooh.
nice. That was good.
Hey. Yeah.
So, are there certain characters or playstyles play styles you tend to struggle with? Because even off that game, you seem pretty well informed on what you want in the game.
Right.
But I'm wondering if maybe there's something that's giving you a bit more trouble than you prefer.
Like a character specifically.
Could be a character, could be like a certain type of character, like a zoner, whatever it is.
Right. I mean, I guess sometimes I'm working on my patience.
Okay.
So when people play patiently, I'm like, what are you doing? You know? So
Yeah.
like I feel like with that, like I have to just like kind of like watch what they're doing and like see how to punish how patiently I'll just see like for an opening. But I feel like I struggle against like patient players.
Okay, I can see that. You
Yeah.
probably tend to lean towards an aggressive playstyle, which is pretty common.
Yeah.
With a lot of players, they like just getting in there. And what I find patience, because it's something I struggle with too, and I definitely approach more than I should, and it's something I'm even trying to work on myself. Kind of just mentally checking in with yourself a lot throughout the course of the match is really important. So maybe you'll be like, you know, you'll be sitting in neutral, and you might find yourself approaching, and you'll be like, oh wait, don't do that, don't do that. And then you go in and you like pull back, and it's okay to do that because you're not always going to be perfect all the time. And there are times to approach, but it's like maybe sometimes you just got to harden that resolve just a little bit and give yourself a gentle reminder like, hey, don't go in, don't go in. Or maybe you do it and get punished, and then you got to like, you know, kind of yell at yourself, be like, yo, get out of there. I'm literally going to throw this game if I keep going in like that. Just let them approach, and that can do a lot for you. Because you're in a unique position because you have, you know, Greninja's mobility, which can help kind of force people to fight you in the way that you want, which is not something every character can do. So leaning back on that's really good.
Okay, gotcha.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
I messed up my angle just a little bit.
Yeah.
So you were saying how you tend to get like punished against, you know, maybe patient players, more things like that. When also I do want to swap over to Lamar now because just I feel like that'll give me a better idea and be able to kind of challenge you a bit better. And I especially want to make the most out of this for you because I understand how important things like that can be. But you were talking about like mix-ups and recovery, and even in these two games, I feel like you're pretty good about with punishing or trying to do stuff. But your dash attacks can be a little bit telegraphed, I find, and that's something I'm looking for as someone who's fought a lot of Greninja. There's certain spacings where it's so obvious, and I know you want like sour dash attack or whatever for certain combos. But if you're fighting someone who's a bit keen to that, you're gonna need to find ways to mix it up. Maybe going for the dash grab, maybe going for like a, you know, just you don't even need to attack sometimes, just kind of juking them and being like, I'm going to keep running in and out, I'm going to keep running in and out, mixing you up and just either dwindling your shield or making you really uncomfortable until maybe you commit on your own.
Right, okay.
See what I mean?
Yeah, I see that. Oh, no. Oh yeah.
So, yeah, I think you would benefit from slowing down, not just necessarily in terms of approaching, but you're kind of a go all the time type of player, and I feel like those sequences, for the most part, um, are risky if they're not working, and they definitely were not working there, right? Like I was
Yeah.
parrying, I was dodging, I was doing whatever I need to do. So maybe slow down, incorporate just. What if you just shoot some shuriken, annoy the hell out of me? What if you just come in with really weird strategies, but you're falling into the really predictable ones? And the problem with Greninja is, if you want to press buttons, you need to make sure they're safe. Down tilt's not safe. Dash attack's not safe. You have forward air and you have nair. Those are safe. Down air can be safe, but it depends, with Olimar Vita Pikmin and stuff like that. But you need to be spacing those if you want to do something. But obviously, those have a drawback of having terrible startup. So you have to jump, then fall, and it's difficult. But if you find yourself getting punished a lot, you need to be more creative. Sometimes you can just run up, grab me. It's not the fastest, sure, but we're playing online. I'm Olimar. I'm not the fastest either. If I'm committing the shield, grab me, throw me off stage, then maybe go out there with the back airs, go out there with the hydro pump, stuff like that. But it feels like you're just trying to find a way to get in, but you're really sticking to these really straightforward options, which aren't going to work against someone who's kind of aware of what you're doing.
Right. Okay. Oh no.
So the recovery there, I felt like it stinks, specifically the one where you went to the high platform and I came up there with the up B and punished you. It felt like you weren't even recognizing that I could go up there. My up B essentially is me flying. So
Mhm.
I did go up there. I kind of went out there, threatened just with space. I was saying, hey, I'm here. You have to respect me. And then you end up going high. I notice you tend to not go for low angles a lot, or like you do it seldomly. Like, what if you would have went like down and then diagonal up, things like that. You know, those really wonky angles that can be a
Yeah.
little bit awkward to catch. I know we haven't been on necessarily the best stages for it, but bonking is also really good to snap the ledge of Greninja because it's super awkward and you get such a crazy gap or like a crazy jump in distance with that. So I think that might also be a beneficial way to do it. But just mixing up how you're recovering, because when you're just doing those straight shots, sure, they can get past me, and especially like online where it's hard to react. But you also set a really dangerous precedent of just like flinging yourself onto the stage, onto a platform.
Mhm.
So I think having a little bit more confidence in your ability to hit those tighter angles and then hit the ledges would be really good.
Okay. All right.
You know what I'm saying? You tried really hard to not go to the ledge,
Yeah.
and you died.
Right.
You gotta watch it.
Mm. Oh shoot.
You gotta go to the ledge. You're just getting yourself killed for no reason.
Yeah.
Like it's a cool mix-up to have, and it's something because I like to fuck around with Greninja myself too.
Mm.
It's a cool mix-up to have, and if your opponent's not ready for it, it's great. But when you keep doing it, you every time you do that, you're lessening the value of it because it's getting easier to punish. Like the second stock, I did the purple side beam to the stage, try and get it, and you like went around the angle, and I was like, all right, he got me. I was expecting him to go in. I've been punishing him, and you just kept doing it. And in that game, I was like purple side beam, I jumped up and I backed. I was like, he's not gonna mix it up. I
Oh
knew that
yeah.
you
That's
weren't
good.
going to. So that's me recognizing that you keep going for these things. Because I feel like the other areas of your play, you've kind of gotten a bit better in. Like, you're not just throwing out counter willy-nilly because you see I'm punishing it. You're getting a little bit more smart about how you're pressuring. I see you mixing up the down tilt, the dash attack. You're not going for it all the time. Throwing out a lot of fairs and stuff like that. That's great. But you're just your recovery is really bad, and then I feel like your combos have also gotten worse since I've gotten on Olimar. Because
Yeah.
you know I'm more in tune with what I'm doing, so I'm able to DI better, position better, things like that. But since you're not able to make the most out of your hits, you need to make sure that you're not dying when you get hit.
Okay. That makes sense. Gotcha.
gave that up to me, I just held shield, and you were just so
Yeah.
scared.
Yeah, I didn't know what you were gonna do.
So you said you were
I think that blue Pikmin is the one that kills me, right? With up
the
throw?
up there, yes. Yeah, the blue kills. Yellows have larger hitboxes. Reds hit harder. Purples hit even harder than them. Have less range, have knockback, and whites have the longest grab range, and then have the most side B damage. So you mentioned that game how you were scared, right? When we had that little scuffle where I just stopped smashing you on the roll. Do you feel like when we're playing these, you're generally kind of just in a less than ideal position? You just feel uneasy about a lot of things?
Yeah, because I kind of like, you know, because I'm unfamiliar, I
Uh-huh.
guess, with the
Yeah,
match.
no.
Like, I don't know what the Pikmins do and stuff. Like,
So
I have a very basic.
no, that's fine. That's fine. The game's cast is too fucking big. There's way too many characters. That's normal. What you can do though is like, so let's talk about the scuffle where you're like pressuring my shield. You hit me, and then you go for the forward air, and it doesn't really do anything, and then you roll. You rolled into me. You locked yourself into the ledge. You could have ran away. You could have shielded there. You could have rolled away that way. But your thought was, I have to stay near him. You rolled like into me. You had a pressure
Yeah.
string where I was gonna let you run your course. I was like, I'll wait till he picks an option that's shitty, and then I'll punish him. And you were good, and then you were like, now I do it. But
Yeah.
if you're unsure, you can play in a way where you're kind of just poking and prodding until you know what to do. And instead of ending it with that really bad roll into me, you could have been like, let me dip out of there. Let me reset. He's going to let me go. All right, I'm out. You know, and things like that, and that might benefit you. Do you feel like when we're playing and I'm pressuring you or I'm hitting you, do you think you're catching yourself when you're getting hit, or do you think you're just going, oh, I got hit, and you're just getting back into it?
I feel like I guess like kind of both. Like yeah, I'm getting hit.
Like let's take that example where I punished your roll in, right? So when I up smashed you, do you think you're like, I shouldn't have rolled in, or do you, and then you kind of just got in there, you're like, man, I died, it sucks, or do you think you were like, why did I roll in? Did you ask yourself why you rolled in, and did you come up with a different solution of what you could have done?
Well, I just thought to myself, like, while I was playing very patiently, I definitely shouldn't have rolled in, because if he was just holding shield.
Okay. So you recognize that you made the mistake, right? And that's the important thing. So then to take that a step further, you go, I shouldn't have rolled in. What could I do better? What can I do next time? It's good that you acknowledge that mistake, because that means you're less likely to do it, hopefully. But instead be like, what if I run away? You know, maybe even throw out a recommendation in your head while the interaction is finishing. You're already dead. You have a second. You can be like, what if I run away? What if I jab? What if I grab? Anything else that's not do that. And that's going to get your brain going. It's going to help you catch those problems. It's the same thing when you up beyond the stage and I punish you. You can be like, okay, I should not talk to yourself. Walk yourself through it and go, I should not have upbeat on stage. He's punishing it. And that type of shit's going to help you get more familiar with your own mistake-making process and help you call it out better so you can come up with solutions quicker.
Got you. Okay. That makes sense.
That was terrible, DI.
Yeah, I was actually, because I thought you were gonna read like a Roland or something. So I
Oh,
was putting it
okay.
away. Yeah.
Gotcha. You are non-stop swinging. It might not be an attack,
Yeah.
but you're button pressing all the time. I jab you, you spot dodge out of fear. I hit, I come at you, you attack, you attack, you attack. You gotta slow down. It's okay to DI out. It's okay to reset. It's okay to just
Mhm.
diffuse, right? Because you're not playing Mario. You're not playing Luigi. You don't get to mash out of disadvantage. That's not how Greninja works.
Right.
You have to have a little bit more grace to it in that yeah, you can come in swinging sometimes if you have a good thing. I've done that with my Greninja. I play Greninja that are like, oh, you're coming at me at a weird angle. Bam, I'll hit you with an arrow. I'll hit you with a forward air or something. But when I'm just running at you and I'm just beating you in and you're giving me these punishes, that's when you got to be like, I'm getting hit. Why am I getting hit? You need to be questioning
Yeah.
yourself, like I was saying. And then when you question yourself, like, it's because I'm swinging, it's because I'm doing this, and you go, all right, what if I just get knocked away, drift back, beat a ledge, right? If you're all
Mhm.
right with it, I would like to try my Greninja a game or two. Just get a couple in there, just show you what I'm talking about with like my different stuff, because you
Okay.
definitely have certain things that you do well. Your executional skill with Greninja is very clean, but I feel like you're
Mhm.
getting too wrapped up in the fact that you need to do something all the time that you're not letting yourself really kind of push it.
Oh, okay. Got it. Whoa.
That was a really weird up B, or up air.
Yeah.
Didn't expect to send at that angle. He still won't go to ledge. I went to ledge consistently and felt safe there because you're not, you know, Greninja doesn't have the best like ledge trapping in the traditional sense, and you're giving me punishes. And you know there was a bit of a cheesy like up air stage spike there. That stuff happens. Hard to know when it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
But like you're getting solid combos on me and stuff. But my Greninja is very simple because I just don't grind him out enough to have the tech skill. So it's like come in with Nair, do something, rinse, repeat, try and whiff punish. Right? If you can slow it down and let yourself kind of do the simple stuff, that's when you hit them. That's when you can crank it up and do the really cool shit and the really great combos. But you gotta slow it down, or it's gonna be super difficult for you to get in. Because if someone doesn't let you do that, and you're having to like really work your way in, that's why it's gonna be so hard. That was unfortunate. Oh, that was air dodge being dumb.
Yeah.
You see how off stage, when I'm off stage, I'm doing a lot of different things. It's do this angle, do this angle, try this, and it's constantly just like I can let you commit first. It's because it's hard to react to that stuff, especially when my opponent doesn't have like these large sweeping hitboxes that he can just throw out all the time. So that's what I'm talking about when it's like I can throw these out, I can make it really uncomfortable for you to try and deal with, and I feel like you can do a lot of the same there.
Okay. Yeah, you definitely mix up a lot. Oh wow.
There we go. Much better.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
unfortunate. I saw you do it a little bit in that game. That's good. It's hard to break kind of the instinctual feeling. And
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I really want you to do well in the tournaments. I'm gonna hound you about it because you're a little. I think you're struggling to kind of break the muscle memory almost. So
Mhm.
it's gonna take a lot of effort to get you to kind of have that additional you know awareness of yourself and like stop doing this, stop doing this, stop doing this. I'm very much like that too. I run my head into a wall when I learn. I'm like I'll do it until I can't anymore. So I totally understand how frustrating it is, but it's good that you were doing it that game because that means you're slowly getting aware of it, right?
Yeah. Of course.
Nice.
Thank you.
Super good. I like there was some extra patience there. I saw you retreat to the top platform when you took my stock, right? You're making me commit. Your recovery is much better. A lot more ledge play. Sometimes you're going over it. That's fine. That's what you need to do. All right, so I'm going to do one more with Greninja, then I'm going to go back to Olimar, and I want to see how you handle it. And I expect it to still be hard and difficult, different character, just a lot harder to fight. You know, that's who I play normally. But that type of thought process that you're having now is what you need to carry into everything. Do you feel like you're having to try harder now to think about that stuff?
Yeah, definitely.
That's what you need to do. It's exhausting to play this game. If you want to be good, you can't go limp in the brain.
Nah, definitely not. That's why I say it's like considered knee sport.
Yep.
Oh. Oh, you saved me.
Wow.
Oh, shoot. Oh, nice. Okay.
Ah, you're
Oh,
doing.
this is pretty good.
You were doing good there. You're doing good. I think you got a little greedy at the end there. Like you were starting out really good, and then I saw you go for the grab like 3 times. I was like, okay, okay, I can get this.
Yeah.
He wants to kill. You're like you down aired. I hit you up. You down aired. I waited. Got another punish. So you were doing super solid. I could feel you kind of just waiting, with punishing me really well, kind of controlling the momentum, saying, hey, I'll let you swing first, but I'm gonna punish you. But then and this is something that a lot of players get into. You get onto your last stock, and you get in there, and you're like, oh, I gotta kill him. I'm gonna start losing. I'm gonna start losing. You know, I don't want to let him get a comeback. And then you let him get a comeback because you're so concerned with killing him.
Right.
So
Yeah, that's how I was thinking.
if you can take a second, and it's okay to start with that thought. You're like, I want to kill it. But when it starts spiraling, like when you did the down air, you should have been like, all right, I gotta stop. I gotta take a second, maybe DI away or something. Get out of there. Be ready, right? Like don't. I can still engage with him, but not swing every chance I get.
Yeah, facts.
Because I'm going to be on a heightened sense of awareness because I don't want to die in one hit, and that's what I am. So I'm like, oh yeah, swing there, dude, I'm good. So that's on you to make sure that you can take a step back and kind of control yourself and be like, don't just start fighting. And then you end up having what happened there, where bang, 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 Shadow Sneak, you're dead.
Yeah, facts. All right. Makes sense.
I knew after you whipped that first one, you were going to want another one.
Yeah.
Blues are immune to water, by the way, so your Nair doesn't actually hit them or hurt them.
Oh, really?
Like, the inputs will get them off faster, right? Because it'll, like, shake them off. But you're not damaging them, the Blues.
Oh, I see.
Good grab.
Thank
See, there, I was ready for you to go to the ledge.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's because I've been telling you the whole time, so it's a normal thing. But like, imagine if you're not fighting someone, that's when you can start implementing those ledge mix-ups.
Right. Okay. Oh, you got the blue out.
Overall, pretty solid. I know it was a 3 seconds rough. I mean, I'm gonna be totally honest with you. Like the difference between Olimar, a good Olimar with 2 purples, and then everything else is very different. Like it's super difficult to deal with, and it's not like an Arsene where you can just time it out.
Yeah.
So I think you're in a good spot. I like how you kind of kept going with that. There's an important thing to keep in mind, though, and that's don't get too focused on one strategy. So like I've been saying, go to ledge, go to ledge, go to ledge. Yes, but if you focus on just that, then it becomes too predictable. So it's up to you to kind of constantly check in with yourself and go like, okay, is this still working? Did I get punished? What can I do to mix them up? I haven't done that all set. Like when all that game, like when I killed you with the Shadow Sneak that last game, it was literally the only time I'd done one that deep, right? So it was less likely that you were going to be ready for it. You're like, oh, there's no way he's going to do that, right? And then bam, you're dead. And it's that type of that's how the mix-ups work, because you're pulling it out when they're not ready for it.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Unfortunate.
Damn. Yeah.
But no, solid adjustment even from the last game. I felt you were doing good, and I think that you just got to keep kind of making sure you're giving this as much thought as possible when you're playing, and because when you're in that heightened state, you tend to be a lot more better about not falling into those really predictable patterns and habits. And it's good on one hand that you're doing the tournament tomorrow because it'll be fresh in your mind, but on the same time, you also haven't trained your mind to kind of play like that, so it's going to be hard. So maybe making like a reminder, I don't know, you got to set a note on your phone or do something like that, or check in every game, be like, be aware, think, do whatever you got to do. That type of stuff, just to make sure you're dialed in, is going to help a lot. Because it's not like you're overthinking most of the time. It's just you're letting yourself actually see what's happening in a really like clear view, instead of it just being like it happened, I'm there. It's not even, and I'm just going along with whatever's happening.
Right. Okay.
Like, I have these two purples here, so you're going to need to try and kill them ASAP if I don't get rid of them.
True. Oh, wait.
Good recovery.
Oh, wow.
My back here ready to go down smashing.
Mm.
Alright, there's one. Good. There we go.
Oh. Damn, yeah.
Those are hard to hit, especially with the purples and the jab. They both just send you at such an awkward angle. But I'm liking the improvement. I think we can do one more game and then we'll wrap it up from there.
All right. Sounds good.
Give me 1 sec.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh, yeah.
That happens to a lot of people. Don't worry. Um, so you saw you didn't kill the purples, and they kind of just spiral, spiral, spiral. I will say though, one thing I really liked that you were doing in the beginning of that game before it kind of started the momentum really started to shift was you were using a lot of light shuriken to disrupt me, and I think that's really good. You know, I've
Hmm.
played most of the top Greninjas out there. JW,
Yeah.
Vinny, Leah, or Leah, however it's pronounced, and they all have their own differences. But something they're all really good at is kind of just disrupting you, or they use their movement as a way to bait and punish. And when you have this put together, I know when I played Vinny last time, it was last year at Dreamland, we played a set. Super good at just interrupting me with the shuriken. Just like, hey, this is annoying. I don't need to get anything big off it, but maybe I'll inch my way in on you, or maybe you'll overcommit finally. If not, it's free damage and it annoys you, and maybe you'll approach, maybe you'll play how I want. And that's part of that slowing it down. You're still doing things, you're still playing the game, but it's not all pressure, pressure, pressure right on top of somebody.
Yeah. Okay.
So I think if you can just keep in today, if you're practicing more, even tomorrow when you're warming up or playing in the tournament, or whatever, just take it slow. Let yourself play your game, and when you get your opening, that's when you can go. But recognize when that ends, when you need to reset, go back to your neutral, and kind of restart that process. And I think you're gonna be
Got
really
it.
well off.
Oh, okay. Got you. Thank you.
Do you have any questions or anything?
Um, I mean, I guess like just to like know what like if you saw any like bad habits, I guess I can just go over that one more time.
The recovery was one of the big ones.
Yeah.
But I feel like you're working on that, and the big thing is that you keep working on it. I can tell you this, but if you just go back and don't do what we were talking about and you don't keep to it, then it's not going to matter. So that's a big
Yeah.
one.
Okay.
Um, the constant attacking or button pressing at a disadvantage, especially when you're getting hit. You know, you don't need to swing an area all the time. You don't need to spot dodge all the time. If you're getting scared and you're panicking, then you're not picking a smart option, and your opponent can eat that up. Stay
Okay.
calm in those situations. That's going to help you a lot. Um, I felt like you could get a little bit more creative with how you're like hitting certain strings. Like I know you liked certain smashes a lot. I felt like there wasn't a ton of like really strong nair conversions, and
Hmm.
I feel like if you can hit those, I know nair is a bit tough to hit in certain instances, but just make the most out of your conversions into the up smash, into stuff like that. Maybe threaten off stage with back air a bit more, like really go out there and get it, because it's such a great
Yeah.
like you fall with it and it's so powerful. I
Hmm.
think those are the big things I noticed. I'm sure there are little
Okay.
things here and there, but your big problem right now is that you're just going all the time and you're not letting yourself stop and take in the game or take in what you're doing or how you need to change things up. And if you can start doing
Yeah.
that, that's going to fall into other things because you had a pretty good control of Greninja as a character and your combos were good for what you tried to do. But I think the more you're able to kind of open it up, you're going to be able to get those mix-ups because you're going to slow it down. You're going to go, hey, I can threaten you with my spacing. I can threaten you with movement or whatever it is. And then I can get a big punish with a smash attack or a shadow sneak. As opposed to if you're always going in, it makes it super predictable, super linear. I'm like, yep, he's running in now. I'm never scared. But, you know,
Yeah.
when I play
That makes
Olimar, I run into people and I'm like, hey, I have a purple. And they're like, oh, fuck, I don't want to shield that. And I'm like, all right, gotcha.
Uh-huh.
So
Yeah, and then you grab right.
that's how it goes. So I think those are the things you really want to keep working on.
Okay. Yeah, I'll make sure to work on that, definitely.
Yeah, no problem. I hope you do well in your tournament tomorrow and win it. Good luck. Let me know how you
Thank
do.
you.
If you don't win,
I,
I'm sorry. Stuff happens. Tournaments are hard, but
yeah. Right.
I think you're a very competent player. So it's if you can just clean these aspects of your gameplay up and really start to be aware of why they're happening and what's happening, then you can start, adding in your own player skill and going, hey, I know how to solve this problem. I just had to recognize it first. So you
Right.
should be able to do that very soon if you
Okay.
keep working at it.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Thank you, man. I really appreciate it.
No problem. All right,
Hmm.
I am gonna head out. It was good doing the lesson, and
Yeah,
yeah,
definitely.
good luck tomorrow, man.